Is it doing it? Do 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 do. Hmm. 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 Da, 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 da. Is it doing it? I'm gonna need more coffee. It's fantastic. Humble B33, what's up? Shalom. Good morning. How we are? How you are? Oh boy, I'm a little tired this morning. I slept in. It was fantastic. Tuna 528. Shalom. What's up? Um, yeah, I slept in a little bit this morning. I don't know. It's been difficult for me to wake up lately. Uh, just been exhausted. And it seems like a lot of our people have been exhausted lately. We've had so much going on. We're starting to get into, a busy season. There's going to be a lot of storms and all kinds of stuffuses, which means there's a heightened potential for me to deploy with grindstone and go love on people and work with heavy equipment and chainsaws and all of that. So that's going to be cool. But also, um, with Refuge, we've got some trainings coming up. So next week we have a responder three, or a refuge responder training that's going to be pretty awesome. I normally really enjoy those because, quite frankly, we've got some pretty fantastic students, to say the least. Ooh, I need to change the resolution. It's not supported in this configuration. Whatever, dude. So frustrating. I don't understand. How's it going? Is the live stream, does it sound good? Sorry. Um, does it sound good? Does it sound bad? Can you hear me? Because I got this 5x5. David Carlson, thanks, brother. I've got this yellow bar that came across. Is it pixelated or is it clear? Fantastic. Thanks, Crystal H6G. Is that supposed to be hag? Hog? Lindsay. Lindsay, I was just texting your husband. What's up? A little quiet, but good. See, that throws me off. Why is it a little quiet? Because I literally have the mic right here. Right here. Do I need to speak into it like this? Does that sound better? You let me know. Because I've been playing with distance because I don't want it to be like too close. And oh, is that better? Crap. I hate the, I hate the, obviously you see, I hate the microphone like in the picture. I'd much rather it be like over here. I am speaking from the diaphragm. I am. But also, I've got kids who are, quite frankly, supposed to be up right now making their breakfast so that they can get to school, start doing their schoolwork, which means sometimes I'm a little lenient on them. Uh, Yeah, they're growing, you know. But it would be nice to eat breakfast. I can say that for sure. That's what Yahoo put on it. Oh, weird. Hmm. Okay. Yep. Yeah, cause like I've got tactically Torah. Um, I don't know like what the deal is. Like every system. So like I've got an Xbox and I'll play games with the kids sometimes, and my name on it is Tato, but it's like Tato 5884. It used to just be Tato, and then there was an update, and all of a sudden it was Tato 5884. Don't know what that's about, why they do it, or anything like that, but I suppose it is what it is. YouTube, yeah, I think it's just a Google thing in general. Um, that's possible. Uh, but I've also got that on my channel somewhere around here. I don't recall. Anyways, yeah, so like I was saying before I so rudely interrupted myself, um, that we have training coming up uh, next week. It's going to be great. It's going to be really fantastic. My hat is crooked. That's like throwing me off. Come on, straight lines. It's going to be perfect. um, so we've got training coming up. That's going to be fantastic. It's going to be a great time. And then, of course, we have Nature's Barista. Good morning, shalom. May the full blessings of the Father be upon you and yours. Will I accept you? Full blessings of the Father. That's a lot. You know, it's really cool. I get to have the full blessings of the Father, you know, and quite frankly, so do you. It's His promise, and when your heart set and your mindset is aligned with the will and desire of the Father to see healing and restoration and deliverance and in people across the board, you know, and like our mission statement for refuge is to save lives while in service to the Father's kingdom and experiencing the abundance and provision of His blessings. It's true. It's real. um we get to experience all of that. And it doesn't necessarily mean that like the abundance and provision of His blessings is personal. um on many levels, it is very much so a corporate thing that kind of trickles down on a personal level. So there's an abundance of blessings across the board that the Father just bestows on those who love Him. Um, and you know, quite frankly, He bestows those blessings on all people. I've got a freaking rooster right outside the window here that I may have to go shoot here in a minute. If he doesn't vacate the premises. Uh, but yeah, actually, so we have, I don't know, maybe close to, I want to say it's 18 hens and 6 roosters, but I don't need 6 roosters in the chicken coop with all the hens. I need maybe 2. So my wife, she went in there and took out 4 roosters, and now they're just running around the yard doing whatever the heck they want to do. Um, but yeah, hey guys, just thought about it. So I've got a Patreon. If you're interested in Patreon, if you're interested in me being able to do videos and exclusive live streams and stuff like that, um, I've got a Patreon. It's patreon.com/tactically Torah. I'm really trying to grow that out. I really want to grow it. And one thing that we're doing is a discipline regimen. And actually, let me pull it up here for you. Where is it? There it is. MR Duck, CM Wings. Yeah, there it is. So, essentially, what this is I'm going to be doing some coaching for people, uh, helping helping you guys grow to meet personal goals, and quite frankly, be the best person, the best version of yourself that you could possibly be. I've got a hangnail here. Excuse my distracted self. Can't see it. There it is. Every time I use these clippers, they don't like actually cut from the side, which is kind of annoying. But yeah, like I said, I've got a Patreon. It's something that I launched last night, and I'm actually really excited about it because I think it's going to be really very beneficial to you as a whole. So whether you're a man or a woman, it doesn't matter. You can drink a gallon of water every day. Whether you're a man or a woman, it doesn't matter. You can still move a mile and preferably work your way up to running a mile every day. So it's going to be a disciplinary regimen, uh, complete with accountability. In the higher tiers, you're going to have access to my phone number so that we can have dialogue and call probably, a check-in once a month, and, time frame as the channel grows. We're only going to have so much time, so we've got to schedule all that out. But you're going to have access to my phone number and all that cool stuff so that we can talk and dialogue. And really, I want it to be edifying for you so that you can meet your personal goals and grow, and again, be the best version of yourself that you can be. Because let's face it, the Father sent his one and only Son, Jesus, to die on the cross for you so that you can have life abundantly. So, what does life abundantly look like? It doesn't look like a sedentary lifestyle. It looks like us getting up, going out, being active with the kids, not living life sore with body aches and everything, which quite frankly comes from living a sedentary lifestyle and sitting in your chair all day, hunched over the computer doing this, predominantly for those keyboard warriors, unless you're an actual human being with, a real job and you're doing this simply because that's what you do all day at the computer. This allows you to break free from that. You need to be disciplined. Motivation doesn't carry you through. I've been very unmotivated for quite some time now. And the only thing that really stays consistent throughout the lack of motivation is the time of disciplinary action, where my discipline takes over and I'm doing it whether I feel like it or not. It's just, this is what I do, right? So we're talking 1 mile run, 1 mile ruck, and you can alternate that until you can get up to where you can do a run and a ruck every day. So you're looking at just 2 miles. You can knock that out in 40 minutes, depending on your mile pace. But yeah, and then we've got, you've got to drink a gallon of water a day, because what you drink today is tomorrow's hydration. And the more physically active you are, you got to think like the number one thing that your body utilizes for lubrication in your joints is water. So if you're lacking hydration, And of course, the more physically active you are, the more water your body goes through and everything. So you got to be replenishing the water, you got to be replenishing the electrolytes and all of that. So it's full broad spectrum. But if you can be disciplined in just drinking water alone, you'd be surprised at what it would do for your life. Um, so then we've got push-ups, pull-ups, 2-minute hang. So like, work on grip strength, hanging just for 2 minutes. And you can break that up, into like, you can break that up into, like 30-second sections to where as long as you reach 2 minutes just hanging, that's great for your spine, great for decompression, great for shoulder strength and stabilization in the shoulders. All of that. So there's a lot of benefits that you would reap just from hanging. And then, of course, doing pull-ups after that. And then we've got a core workout. So you're doing planks, you're doing side planks on the left and the right side. And then I've got a wall core workout that I'm actually about to do a video on to post it onto Patreon to give the guys in the $10 and the $20 tiers an example of what that wall core workout looks like so that they can execute it. Because whether you're a man or woman, if you want abs, this is going to give it to you. And it's more geared towards the beginner stage. Even if you're advanced and you are fit, especially, you've got a strong core and all of that, the wall core workout is still going to be good for you either way. But what it does is it positions a lot of people have what's called anterior pelvic tilt. So kicking your legs up against a wall forces your hips to go from this to immediately be in a neutral position, and then you start doing the manipulations. So you'll reach up and touch your knees or touch your ankles, and then move side to side. So like there's a lot of different movements, but it's really very basic in principle. But it murders your core. Seriously. So that's pretty much it as far as that discipline regimen. I'm really excited about it. Excited about the opportunity to be able to coach individuals and see people meet specific goals in their lives, and I want this to be edifying for them just as much as it would be edifying for myself. All right, HDRV man. You've put bear in a comment and now you've just put it in the chat. What are you talking about? I don't know what bear ... question mark means. So I need you to elaborate, because frankly, saying stuff like that, it's just annoying. What are you talking about? No olive oil sitting or oh, bye-bye. Lindsay. Drink 2 gallons a day mixed with coffee grounds. All right. As long as one of those gallons is at minimum only water. Yeah, as long as one of those gallons is just water, you're good. Even though coffee is diuretic and dehydrates you in generality simply because of the caffeine. But I digress. I drink coffee every morning. Well, yeah, there's a 3rd gallon. That's all water. That's a lot of drinking. 3 gallons. But does that third gallon actually get drank every day? Hmm. This is throwing me off. My timeline, my live stream. There we go. Uh, so, yeah. All right. Cool, 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 cool. What have we got? Um, so yeah, like I said before, if you guys are interested in Patreon, if you want to help the channel out, help me be able to essentially have the freedom and ability to dive in to the word. Um, I'm really trying to grow the Patreon because it's going to help me provide for my family and give me the time freedom because of uh, the income from the channel that will allow me to do more on this front for you guys. Uh, so it's gonna help in that prioritization algorithm uh, going on in my mind for sure. Uh, but I'm excited about it. I've got a few questions on Patreon from some individuals um, who, let's see, um, and if you guys have questions, by all means, uh, let me know. But I've got a few questions from some individuals on Patreon um, that, some would like me to do. Uh, where's it at? To do videos on the offices of the Spirit and the gifts of the Spirit. So we'll get into some of that a little bit. And then, of course, I had, somebody, you know, ask about the idea of when is the time to knock the dust off your feet and to cut people out of your life, which is it's a fantastic question. So we'll dive into that on uh, Patreon as well. I may or may not release that on YouTube, um, just because it's you know is a Patreon question. So I may give it some time because I think that is a question that'll be really edifying to people in general. Because I try to space things out, or rather, the things that are like really scripturally uh, sound and solid. I want to leave that as free content for YouTube. But some of that is like locked up in Patreon as well. So I don't know. I'm still learning to figure out that balance. There we go. The chat is so interesting. Sometimes it goes and sometimes it just doesn't. I don't know if any of you are in the chat or if I'm talking to myself. Live streams are just, they're a different thing, if you're ever a part of them, if you're ever on them, because it's very difficult to gauge if you're getting anywhere. Garen, what's up, bro? And then, of course, my wife, she just texted me. Come in for a live stream tomorrow at 8 a.m. See, so tomorrow I've got to do a live stream at 8 a.m. in the morning for Refuge, and then go to the training center and load it up with the stuff that's not needed so that Evan from Radio Made Easy can come in and do his Zero to Hero radio course. And then we've got a tactical radio operator course that's coming up too. Um, and I'm pretty sure both of those are sold out. I think there may be an opening for the tactical radio operator course, and that's going to be next week. But it's going to be freaking awesome. Next week's a super busy week for us because, like I said, we've got Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Sunday, Monday are the Zero to Hero radio course, and then Tuesday, Wednesday is the uh, tactical radio course, where we take them out up on the mountain, and they're doing live scenarios with their radios uh, up there on our mountain. Like it's going to be just freaking super cool. And then immediately after that, we have uh Thursday. So that was Sunday, Monday, and then Tuesday, Wednesday is the tactical radio operator, and then Thursday, Friday is our R3 coming up. Here's a question. What do you think of AI and the random biblical videos that are AI made? It's desensitization. That's a fantastic question, by the way. Real quick. There we go. Boom. Had to respond to my wife. Totally forgot. I've just had this text message sitting in front of me. It's really cool because, guys, like, and I'll get back to the question, but I have an iPhone, but I have a MacBook Pro, which is my business computer because I do work from home. But this is my business computer, right? And um, like it's just so freaking cool because uh, my wife can text me to my phone and it pulls up on the computer, and then I just, because I'm already here, I just beep boop beep on the keyboard, and it's cool. I just I just think it's so freaking cool, man. And then of course I can airdrop, which is that's another cool thing. Being able to airdrop. I just had to request a birth certificate from the county where my son was born because apparently we never received a birth certificate from him. Here we are 8 years later. But anyways, I just had to do that. But in order to actually request, I had to upload my ID, which required me to take a picture of it with my phone and then send it to my computer. But I could just airdrop it and it just goes straight to it without any emails or anything like that. It's just like boom, it's there. So I love that kind of thing, and that was really the reason why I bought this computer. And sorry, kind of nerding out over my equipment here because I really love it. It's so convenient. Um, but let's see. Back to Nature's Barista. What do I think of AI and the random biblical videos that are AI made? The problem with videos in general is because people watch videos and movies about scripture and think that is what happened. Like, look at every reenactment of the story of David and Goliath, and not a single time do you actually see, with the exception of the most recent David uh, show on whatever it's called. I think it's on Amazon. But anyways, very rarely do you ever see David actually cutting Goliath's head off like it says in scriptures. He knocks him out with the stone. He runs up, grabs Goliath's sword, cuts his head off, and then holds it up for the Philistines to see. Right? And the problem is that most people take a look at what it is that they're seeing and for some reason believe that excuse me, the story wasn't embellished or uh, like there's no change, and there's already occurrences and evidence of AI wanting and trying to execute on changing scripture. So, like, if you don't have a physical Bible, get one and actually get your nose in it and begin to read it. Because AI and using this Bible app here, there it is. You think AI can't access that and begin to change specific things throughout the word to make it fit its own narrative? Like, it begins with a psychological change to where it creates imagery for you to see. Oh, I can't believe that actually happened. Like, people think, like, whenever the movie for Noah came out, oh, Noah was just this drunk and all this and that, and he really didn't want to obey the father or anything like that. It's like that was that was literally the the it was the agenda of the enemy to make the masses think something about the word that was not true. And I think that these AI videos are no different. The reason I say that is because it's a tactic. It's a tactic of the enemy. If you don't understand tactics and strategy, don't really have much for you. You got to be able to understand tactics and strategy, because what's happening is a tactic to get people to change their mind, to change their point of view, to change the paradigm, the way their mind operates. What they thought about something is not what it is, right? So again, it's just a tactic within this big strategy to change people's minds so that they are no longer, ultimately, I think that they don't want people to be believers. So at the end of it all, I mean, we can take a look at like the beast that's coming at the end of the age, and the like the Antichrist and the false prophet and all of that. AI is in there. It is probably the false prophet, if you think about it. Or AI is the image of the beast. One of those two. Because I don't want to go too deep into it. I'm not feeling it. Just ordered another scriptures. Moving so apparently mine in a safe place. Yep. Work on typing because I have no idea where it is. I totally understand. It sucks. Moving does that. It just moves stuff around. You can do that with a Windows computer too. No way. That's cool. I didn't know that. I can say emphatically that whenever I switched from Windows to Mac, MacBook, my Mac is by far superior to anything I could have ever done on my last Windows. And I'm a nerd when it comes to computers and capability and what processors they have and all of that and how much RAM, and like I max everything out as much as I can possibly afford. So I don't do cheap computers because I understand what it is that they do for me, and the more effective and efficient they run, like you've got something really good, to say the least. And by far, my MacBook is in every way superior to any Windows computer that I've ever ran. And this is the first one that I've had. So I totally understand why people are like Mac, 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 man. It's really freaking good, uh, to say the least. And I've always been an Android guy and a Windows guy, and then I got this MacBook. I still don't really like my iPhone. Um, I only like the interoperability between the MacBook, but the MacBook makes the iPhone worth it, in my opinion. Um, Birth certificates, one of the problems. Signing our children over to the Vatican. Yeah, I don't know. Um, at the end of it all, they're my kids. They're mine. Yeah, I don't care what legal document that they have. It's an interesting dichotomy because you've got to be in the world but not of the world. And there are documents that like require you to do things within the world. Um, so I don't know. I don't know how to quantify all of that. Thanks, Smitty. Shloha. Montana Ted, what's up, dude? Yeah, Linux computers were the best. Um, yeah, I don't think that it's necessarily that there's no back doors, um, because wasn't Linux open source, which means that everybody can see into it. It's very similar to like that's like the difference between, if you know anything about crypto, you've got the Trezor, which is open source technology, versus a ledger, which is closed. It's very similar to the difference between Windows and Mac, right? So it's like there's open source and closed source. So I don't really know. Um, but Linux is cool. Linux is cool. You've got a lot of opportunity for customization and efficiency. Uh, Windows 10 open up backdoors to all computers. Oh yeah, I just don't like Windows, but that's one prominent reason as to why uh, the American government is in some of the trouble that it's in, is because everything runs on Windows. And there's so many backdoor dealings that's been gone through China and all this and that. So like there's there's some stuff going on. And he talks about like this whole 0 day exploit, blah blah blah. Um so will it happen? What's going to happen? Um I don't think anybody really knows, but it's definitely interesting to say the least. And we can see tangible evidence to back up the theories that arise surrounding the ideas of a 0 day exploit, and everything everywhere all at once, and the war in Iran, um, and everything surrounding that. Um, and of course, you don't have to look very far. You could be scrolling on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, X. It doesn't matter. Everywhere you look, there's, do you support Trump? If you'd have known he was going to attack Iran, would you have still voted for him? And it's all of this bullshit on both sides where everybody's trying to uh, uh, or the powers that be, whatever you want to call them, are all perpetuating nonsense, to create division. And quite frankly, I think it's specific. If you pay attention enough, it's to bring division between the right. So you've got the far left and then the far right, or um, liberal leaning or conservative leaning, which would be liberal left, conservative right, right wing. So you've got right wing, and it looks like everything that you see on that topic is specific to create division between the right wing. At which point, whenever you look at it, it's a house divided cannot stand. And if everything is tailored, everything that you see is tailored to create division in the right wing, the left will win. So have enough strategy mindset to look at all of this and realize that, man, it's just social engineering. It's just engineering. Shalom Tato, watched your video from ATS this year. Awesome video, really enjoyed it. Awesome, praise Yah. Thank you, Torah Prepper. So that word was sitting on me. Justin Riddlin, what's up, dude? Messiah tells us not to go to the left or to the right. All right, so that's completely taken out of context, so I'm not even going to give that comment anytime. Sorry, I have very little patience for retarded stuff like that. Okay, so you miss my face. I miss your face, buddy. Right, exactly. Travis. Out of context. If you're going to speak, if you're going to say something, then say it within context of what it was written. Left or right of the commands has nothing to do with whether or not you have a certain political ideology and you're leaning left or to the right. Because at the end of the day, everybody's doing what the best they can with the information that they have, with what they perceive to be correct. So, like, left or right of the commands, yeah, narrow is the way and few will find it. Tracking. But that doesn't necessarily coincide with a, I would venture to state that if you are an individual who is actually fully conservative and you are walking the path, you are going to be far right leaning. So the statement doesn't work unless there's something that I'm just missing with the statement that I don't know. I know, but please understand the game they play. Taking our children's living, man. Yeah. Okay, so statements like that makes me believe that there's no personal control. Like you don't have any control over that, because I mean there's things that you can do to protect your inheritance, and you don't even have to go down the straw man route. Like, I mean, you could do a spendthrift trust, right? Like, I mean, there's all kinds of things that you can do to protect wealth and mitigate any opportunity for the inheritance that you have for your children to be tied up in litigation and siphoned and funneled. If you go through it the appropriate channels, um, that's what Donald Trump does. That's what the Rockefellers do. Like there's all kinds of stuff. What's up, Sky? Unless it's actually Jennifer, and then I love both of you. Hi. Um, so yeah, like you we're commanded to be wise as serpents and gentle as doves. Okay? Which implies that you should have a knowledge of, you should have knowledge and understanding of the systems in place surrounding you. That even though like there are systems in place that are obviously utilized for evil, it doesn't mean that you can't take advantage of it. It's like trading. Oh, I could never be a trader. Or, oh, it's all scheme and this bullshit and that bullshit. It's like, no. If people are legitimately taking their hard earned money and using the systems to make more money, there's wisdom in that. But because you don't have the mental capacity or you don't have the courage to put your money into a system and see an increase and then pull it back out and pull profits and then repeat the steps, repeat the process. Like it doesn't mean that everything is evil. You just have to learn to utilize the systems that are in place for yourself. It doesn't mean that certain portions of the system aren't evil, because there's certain portions that are all the way blatant. However, there are still sources and resources that you can utilize to protect yourself from the nonsense. What do you think whenever during Trump's uh, election against Hillary Clinton, and she was uh, she was complaining, we got to see your tax returns, blah blah blah, and he just responded, I'm smarter than you, because with a spendthrift trust, everything that you do is tax deferred by 90%, which only saves your wealth. So again, there are systems in play that are available. And then you can utilize uh, whole life insurance, to where you take a policy out, you max fund that life insurance policy, and then uh, which, by the way, you can also borrow from the principal on that insurance policy. And then when you whenever you pass away and you take out that max fund a life insurance policy on each individual within your family. So whenever something happens and uh, it pays out, like say I were to pass away, my insurance whole life policy would then pay out and refill the bank, because the beneficiary is the trust, right? So that's what Rockefeller does. So every time somebody passes away, the life insurance policy pays out back into the trust, and then the bank is refilled. So like, and meanwhile, they've got all of this money and they're buying assets and they're doing this and they're doing that and just growing the wealth, growing the wealth, growing the wealth. A righteous man leaves an inheritance for his children's children. Like there are systems in play that we can know and learn to utilize that will make you like wealthy. But people don't use them because of fear and because of lack of understanding. I'm in the process of learning all of this, just so that, because I have investments that I'm hoping will appreciate in value, and I can roll them into specific things. But I mean, even just to establish a good trust is like $6,000, and that's money I don't have yet, but I'm working on it. So whenever that finally does come to fruition, and I have the money, I can establish the trust and port or sell all of my uh, assets into the trust so that whenever they appreciate, I don't have to pay taxes on the appreciated value. I pay taxes on the lower value because I no longer have, uh, ownership of those assets. I don't have ownership. I only have control, right? Which is where whenever they talk about the idea of like, oh, well, you will own nothing and be happy. Well, yeah, because that's how they operate. They own nothing, but they control everything in their sphere of influence. If it falls under their trust, they control every bit of it. Any day now. Well, it's I find it very interesting. I mean, there's a lot of talk within Congress about April 13th for them to uh, essentially schedule the vote for the Clarity Act. And whenever the Clarity Act happens, I mean, you still got to think it's got to pass the Senate. And then once it passes the Senate, it's got to go back to the House so that they can review the changes and then pass or fail it, and or amend it. At which point, if they amend it, it goes right back to the Senate, and it's just going to play a back and forth game until all the verbiage is correct and they get it to where they want it to be. So once it gets there, once it gets passed in the Senate, it goes back to the House. And then once it passes in the House, as long as there's no changes, it goes to the president's desk. And the moment it gets signed in the president's desk, you bet within the next week, I bet you it'll get signed on a Friday, and then cryptocurrency is going to bounce on a Monday. Just watch. I would not be surprised if that were the case. And it seems like that's how things have lined out in the past. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but I wouldn't be surprised if that were the case. To where overnight you just have this explosion in value because of regulatory clarity, which the Clarity Act is made to is its entire goal is essentially to provide regulatory clarity for utilization of cryptocurrency in the banking sector, because everything is being switched over to stable coins and specific crypto technologies to run the underlying technology for the banking system to make everything exponentially more fluent and efficient, and everything flows effectively together in terms of interoperability. So there's a lot going on. Back to the Republic, American State Nationalist, Real Capital, Philadelphia, PA. Not only that, but with whole life, you pay yourself the interest on the loan you take out. Exactly. Absolutely, Rick. You're 100% correct. You're waiting as well, Justin. Iowa Farmer, what is up? Yeah, so guys, if you're like not investing, if you're not paying attention to what's going on and the writing on the wall, like everything is really about to switch over to cryptocurrency. But what a lot of people don't understand is that these prominent cryptocurrencies, like I don't even count Bitcoin, and I barely count Ethereum because proof of work doesn't work, which is why they were so prominent on switching over to a proof of stake platform, although like 4 or 5 years ago. But anyways, I digress. When you take a look at what specific cryptocurrencies were designed to do, like XRP creates liquidity on demand. XLM kind of does similar. but you're talking about like nation to nation, bank to person. So XRP, big picture, XLM is more like MoneyGram. That's where we're at, right? Person to person, you to me. So if you want to send money, boom, USDC through XLM, and boom, you have your money almost instantaneously. The Brits run Iran. We're being played like good cop, bad cop. Maybe. I don't know. I can't tell you yes or no as far as that's concerned. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if you look hard enough. I mean, Trump wants out of NATO so bad he can taste it. Uh, and quite frankly, we send so much money, and you know, the U.S. is really the only country within NATO that has any balls, to say the least, that actually does anything around the world, with the exception of reap the benefit of what it is that we're doing. All of the NATO countries reap all the benefit of what it is that we're doing. We pay the most and they reap the most. Now, to say that there's not some strategy in play within that game, of what NATO is and what it existed to be, I'm sure there was some strings pulled. I'm sure there was some benefit had there. Uh, what that is, I don't know, because nobody really does anything for just one reason. I'm sure there was some backdoor dealings, and there's some, what, we'll do this for you, but out of this we want A, B, and C. You know, but I'd imagine it's just no longer profitable. And how much of this is just really to perpetuate the end of the age narrative? Because we're on the cusp of cryptocurrency, and make no marks about it. Like CBDCs, um, central bank digital currencies. That's what they claim that they don't want, and we're not allowed to have in the Genius Act, and or the uh, I think it might have been the Genius. I can't remember what the act was called. Um, but we're not going to have CBDCs, central bank digital currencies. However, stablecoins are in fact CBDCs. It's just another name. So that's how they get around it. They just define it. Oh well, this is a stable coin designed for the utilization of the central bank. So, like, yeah, I mean, definitions, words mean things, but people don't really care that words mean things. They just care that the words are there. I digress. At the end of it all, Yeshua is going to return. And if you think about it, how much of we keep hearing about like all this turmoil and stuff happening, and the potential for an attack on US soil and stuff like that. And I see a lot of people who are like having dreams and visions, and of course they're like, oh, the rapture is happening too. It's like, come on, just read your Bible, please. um but also, it doesn't negate the fact that they're having Shalom Mountain Spiritual Savage, what's up? um it doesn't negate the fact that they're having visions and dreams of attacks on the US soil. but then there's also these simultaneous visions and dreams, and even people within the government and just all around the world, all of these people talking about all this great wealth transfer and this and that. But if you think about it from a historical perspective, there was a wealth transfer when the Hebrew people were taken out of Egypt, but they had to go through the plagues first. And the plagues were what created the wealth transfer. They were like, here, just take it all, go, go, go. So it's almost as if the Garage Monkey, what's up? Used to get in such trouble as a kid at church because the rapture makes about as much sense as taking all of your pieces off the chessboard before you ever start the game. Yep, I get you. Well, I mean that's the thing. Like the rapture will happen, but it's not what everybody claims it to be. It's not. Because the rapture happens, we're going to heaven, brother. No, heaven is coming to earth. The rapture is just Jesus moving his chess pieces out of the way so that he could pour out the bowls of wrath on the earth and execute his judgment. Because we're not appointed to the Father's wrath. But everybody thinks, well, the tribulation's the Father's wrath. No, it's not. The bowls of wrath are the Father's wrath. It's literally in the name. It's like, it's a disconnect here. It's like, how do you not understand this? It's literally in the name. The bowls of wrath. Oh, man. You just can't make that stuff up. But at the same time, it goes back to the AI situation. Like, people don't know the word. People don't know their Bible. And if they do read the Bible, most of them read the Bible through the lens of what they've been taught by the pastor behind the pulpit. Like, well, you can't tell me that my pastor's a liar. No, I'm not telling you that your pastor's a liar. But more often than not, that pastor is only regurgitating the junk that they've been forced to believe through their seminary school. And it doesn't matter which seminary school it is, they all preach and teach the same exact doctrine. And you only have a minute choices of what doctrine you want to fall underneath. They need our military and as many former GWOT vets to be out of the country, then it'll pop here. Yeah, I don't think they give a crap, dude. They don't care. They don't care how many GWOT vets or military. I mean, I understand why you're saying what you're saying, but I mean, even a lot of GWOT vets are P words now. Not saying that all of them are, but there's a good portion of them. But there's a good portion of them who are just fantastic human beings also. I mean, Stryker's one of them, right? So like there's both sides, So again, I just don't think that that's a factor that really matters. There's a clear difference between the scrolls versus bowls. Who'd have thunk it? Right. Exactly, Stryker. Like it's there. It's in the word. You just gotta read it, man. Oh man, Stryker, good to see you, brother. I can't wait. So you guys want to come out and see a beast of a man, all the way in his element? Sign up for our wilderness responder training. Go to refugemedical.com or just email me. Heath at refugemedical.com. It doesn't matter. See it. I work from home, but I also work as a trainer. But I also I'm all over the place, dude. I'm doing all kinds of different things, and of course, trying to perpetuate Patreon as my primary. So it's like there's all kinds of stuff. But guys, if you want to see just frankly a badass dude in his element, like Stryker is one of our night responder too. Yes, yeah, cleared hot on that. And we also have a Stryker for you. We also have another wilderness responder in November. So if you can make that happen, that would be incredible. Just because you're awesome and we want you. But Stryker comes in as our guest instructor, who is just fantastic. He's such a wealth of knowledge, whether it's medical, land nav, or anything in between. Like he's the guy. So he's an asset to us for sure. And I believe there are some classes that are still open. There are some spots that are still open for the wilderness responder that's coming up in May. That's going to be an awesome class, guys. Don't miss it. Because this one's going to be more scenario based. We're gonna put you into the fire, and you're gonna learn maybe a small touch of prolonged field care, but this is just predominantly what's it called? Wilderness medicine. So it's wilderness medicine with a touch of prolonged field care because we've got other things for that. We've got other classes. But you'll get maybe a little taste of prolonged field care. It's going to be really, really super cool. We've got helicopter coming in. We're going to, land a bird. We're going to set up an HLZ. We're going to do all the things. And even have the opportunity to teach our students how to load and offload a patient on and off the helo. So it's going to be a really cool deal. Can I ask for a teaching video on the Rapture? Nature's Barista, just go into my channel. I literally did a Rapture video 3 weeks ago, or maybe 2 weeks ago, something. The title literally says, "What is the Rapture?" It says the Rapture. What/when is it? And of course, there were a lot of a-holes who were just keyboard warriors, and also probably chatbots too. A solid mixture. Where people are like, they just see the title and they just can't help but word vomit all over the keyboard. Like, I can't believe you're pre-trib Rapture. And it's like, you clearly didn't even watch the video. So it's like, they're just a bunch of idiots, man. Proverbs would actually call them fools because they answer a matter before hearing it. So, yeah. Let's see. Torah Prepper, I talk to people who still believe the way of man-made religion. The easiest way I can explain to them is to read their Bible for themselves and be open-minded to the idea that we are all taught wrong. 100%, man. Super knowledgeable dude. Glad he's on our team. 100%. Yeah. Stryker's all the way, my guy. Signed up for the November wilderness class. Dude, fixing to improve. It's going to be dope. So like, I know you're in my Patreon. So if you're not already training, bro, I just dropped the discipline regimen. If you start doing that, and you get acclimated to pushing yourself out there, and you're getting in shape and you're doing the discipline program that I've got on Patreon, uh, that all the way will get you prepped for the wilderness responder. And it's going to be dope because the wilderness responder, man, like I don't have to put a whole lot of stress on you. The environment's going to do that for you, especially when you're encumbered and you've got 55 pounds of ruck on your back, and then you've got your 15-pound chest rig, and then your 8-pound rifle, and all of a sudden you're 78 pounds overweight, and you're having to ruck that up a mountain. Like, dude. So yeah, man. Also, like we need to be in shape. I mean, if we've got the world coming into a certain time of turmoil, like, dude, you're effing up just thinking that you're going to be good to go, and you're not even getting off your butt to go train. Yeah, it doesn't work that way. You're not going to rise to the occasion. You're going to fall to your level of training. And if it's been a while since you've trained, that's on you. That's all the way on you. That's your problem. And you need to fix that problem. Once many started allowing queer pastors and saying abominations are okay. Yeah. Yep. Too many scripture lawyers. Well, I mean, even the scripture lawyers don't know anything about the word because they lawyer it and take words out of context. Get off the phone. You haven't even made breakfast yet.
Okay, well, I actually have to get off the phone. Sorry, bye.
Ooh. Flashback to boot camp minus the overweight part. Lose weight, man. Get on my Patreon. So my if you want accountability, and we're gonna do this together. If we're gonna walk through this together, I'm going to walk through this with you for accountability purposes to help you be disciplined in your life, to coach you up, to build you up, to edify you, to encourage you, to help you see your greatest potential. And realistically, it's the goal is for you to live life abundantly the way the Father promised. But if you're living life with aches and pains, you're not being active, you don't have energy to play with your children or anything like that, that's not life abundantly. But part of the life in abundance requires discipline, right? So we're going to pursue that. We're going to hit it together. And the higher tier, you've got, all you got to do is send me a chat in Patreon, and we'll work out a time to speak to each other and everything. But you'll have access to my phone number and all of that. And yeah, but check out my Patreon, man. If you want to get in shape and you want accountability and all of that, it's kind of what I'm wanting to do, is to be able to coach people up to be the best that they can possibly be. And quite frankly, that's one of the roles that I fulfill. If you've been to one of our refuge trainers, I'm our PT guy, because I'm compassionate, but I also don't care about your pain either. I'll make you do push-ups with a tourniquet on your arm until like you literally can't go anymore, and then you do go more. I make you go more. And we'll do up downs and sprints and burpees with tourniquet on your leg. It is what it is. But we teach and preach physical fitness so much. Pain is the patient's problem. Well, maybe. What if you have to embrace the suck and all of a sudden you're in a firefight, but you've also got to effectively render aid and your fat ass isn't going to carry you 50 yards, right? Like I said, or maybe your skinny ass won't carry you 50 yards, but you're not cardiovascularly fit. You have your body has two engines, right? So you have your muscular engine, but what that requires to run and operate is your cardiovascular engine. So if you don't have the cardio here to here, right, your lungs able to expand and you have nice clean and clear blood vessels and your heart is healthy and all of that, like what your muscles aren't going to last you very long. Like, just pray to Jesus. Yeah, yeah. A self-digging shovel. What's up, Patty? That's why I call him Tato Smiles. He's always smiling when smoking in class. It's true, man. I'm just like, I'm good. But I get my own. I get mine. Um, and of course, I'm about to like double down on uh getting mine because like the guys on my Patreon aren't going to be doing it alone. I'm going to be there with them and we're going to be documenting and doing all this and that, right? So, like, yeah, we're good. We're all the way good. Yeah. Pain is weakness leaving the body. We're going to do up downs until Blue is no longer thirsty. Remember the Titans? Y'all remember that movie? Oh man, I love that movie. Got Denzel Washington. Fantastic movie. But man, talk about overcome adversity. If you want to overcome adversity, you require discipline. You require training. Like you're not just going to rise to the occasion and all of a sudden be the superhero that the situation requires. It's literally impossible. It doesn't happen. It won't happen. I need more coffee. I'm out. Last sip of cold coffee. Yum. For real though, all about encouraging people to get your body in shape. It's beneficial for many reasons, and too many of us are fatties. Lift some weights, weaklings. Lift weights. Do something. Lift weights. Run. Walk. Ruck. Get yourself a freaking pull-up bar and just hang for 2 minutes. 2 minutes straight. If you can't hang for 2 minutes, hang for 30 seconds 4 times, right? But you'd be amazed at just what hanging would do for your body. The decompression of your spine, your grip strength, the stretching of your shoulders and the nerves throughout your neck and into your arms and how it just opens everything up and all of a sudden your neck is free and you can move and operate and do all of these things just because you're loose from hanging. And then implement push-ups and pull-ups. And by the way, work your core. You got to work your core. You cannot neglect your abs. That's the foundation of it all. The stronger your core is, that's your obliques, your abs, the lower portion of your back, everything, all the way around. But the stronger that is, the stronger everything else is too, right? That's your foundation. So you can't neglect it. You can't neglect it. Got to do it all. And that's what we're all about, man. May not run like I used to, but I can drag a 200-pound log 50 yards without stopping and shoot back accurately. Okay, cool. When was the last time you trained that? Because that's something in and of itself. Fatty in my food choices, but I'm doing lunches while cooking matzah. Dude, I need to make matzah today. I was thinking about making matzah today. Um, and I think I'm going to make some matzah and take it to my wife so that she can have some matzah today. Mm, yeah. Because, it's really very simple in principle, but I've actually never made matzah before. It's always been my wife, so I think it'd be a cool little surprise for her. And also a learning opportunity for me. Quite frankly, I hate cooking. I hate everything about cooking. I think it is literally the biggest waste of time. Um, I get zero enjoyment out of it. I don't care if people like my food or anything like that. I don't care if I like my food. the the only thing I enjoy about food is eating it. So it's like there's so many better things that I can do with my time than cooking, but it's a necessity. I've got to eat. We need good whole foods and blah blah blah. Yeah, she does deserve it, Lindsay. I agree. This weekend, practice what you preach. Well, good on you, man. Good on you, Dano. That's good. That's good. Yeah, I train too. We were actually out training the other day, and I got my rifle here. This is a pea shooter. It shoots the little ones. It's my favorite though. It's my favorite. It's my favorite. Got the tax stamps and all. So yeah. Boy, it's accurate too. It's so accurate. So accurate. The only thing I really need, I need to get backup iron sights, um, but I don't want just any backup iron sights. I want the Magpul Imbus Pro iron sights for this specific rifle, but I can't afford $100 per right now. Um, but eventually I'll get there, and I want the Sig, yeah, the Sig Juliet 5X or Sig Juliet Micro 5 magnifier for my optic. But then I also need to get the Unity mount for that because uh, the, oops, the riser is a 193 riser, so it sits higher than your standard riser, which I believe is like a 141. Uh, the Sig P320. Nobody said anything about the P320. Um, talking about their optics. Sig optics are great. I don't care what anybody says. Their optics are fine. Um, I've ran a lot of them. I really like their LPVOs. Um, oh, hi, Sawson, by the way. Sorry. We're just going and going and going. I forget my manners. Hi. Gotta roll. Travis Bolt, bless you. Shalom. I hope you're good. 60 days before the cruise. Oh, also, I gotta double down on my fitness, bro, because uh my family. So I have a travel agency and I booked out cruises for, my wife and my kids, but also my in-laws and my parents and my sisters and their families. So we're all collectively coming together to take a cruise in June. So we've got literally 2 months, and I've got a shed and shred, baby. And of course, my wife, she's like, she ran 5 miles yesterday. I'm so proud of her. She's doing fantastic. But yeah, so we're trying to like lock in on everything: finances, nutrition, fitness, all of that together. 100. Boom. So yeah, we're doing all of that. Taking FN over a SIG any day. Yep, talking about optics. Or at least I'm talking about optics. Lone Star, what's up, dude? What's up, man? I miss you, bro. I miss you. Well, I saw you during the ruckus. And by the way, you're looking great, man. Just keep going on that fitness journey. You're looking good. Um, hey, if you want, like, I've got this discipline thing going on Patreon that I literally just launched last night. I'm super stoked about it. I'm going to be a little bit of a coach for you guys and build you up and edify you and train you and all of that. And for the higher tiers, you're going to have access to my phone number. But Lone Star, I think you have my phone number, so that's not even a thing. Just talk to me, bro. Uh, but anyways, I'm excited about it, man. Like we're gonna get fit. I'm gonna get my abs back because that my core has been like the one thing that has suffered over the years more than anything. Uh, she had more time to, yeah, for sure. I wish we did have more time to chat, but it was such a good weekend, and we sorry, reading the comments. Yeah, we prayed for so many different people. It was awesome. Um, a lot of people saw freedom. A lot of people, there were people who were legitimately really healed, and it's all to the glory of the Father. Praise the Father for what He's done. Got to rejoin your Patreon. Canceled all my paid subscriptions a few months ago. Oh, dang. Yeah, super real. I totally get that. Totally get that, man. Yeah, you're good. Um, and I'm trying to revamp it and get that back going because I know I know that the Father wants me to teach the word and preach the gospel and do all of that. Um, but I also want it want a program that will be uh, edifying and beneficial to my family, but also allow me an outlet to build people up and all of that. So, like, if pray about it, man. If my content edifies you and builds you up, and if you just want to give, even if it's $5 a month or whatever, check out my Patreon, please. Otherwise, like and share the channel out so I can grow this up and really, it's not about me, it's about sharing the gospel and sharing the truth of the word in context to believers so that they can know and understand the word for what it says and not for what they were taught it says, but what it really says. Because people perish for lack of knowledge, whether it be their own preconceived notions or what somebody told them it means or anything like that. They read with the lens of what they were told something means versus what the word is truly saying. Open your eyes, read the word for yourself. And that's what I'm encouraging people to do. So if you guys can help me out on that and just share these videos, especially the ones that like people don't understand. Jesus is coming back to make war. He's riding on a horse. People don't understand the context of the rapture. And believe me, I get it. I totally get it. There's a lot within scripture and doing all of these cross parallels and everything like that. It's difficult. It takes me a lot of time to be able to put a lot of that together. Um, it takes effort in studying and all of that, which is why I ask for the help, because it gives me more time. Um, but it helps me prioritize really. Uh, but truth be told, like it takes time and effort and studying scripture, studying Revelation. It's difficult. So I've only got compassion for people. But for people who want to sit out there and perpetuate nonsense based on what their pastor taught them, or, oh, well, everything just revolves around pre-trib rapture. And if you're not pre-trib rapture, then you're wrong. And let's talk about the two witnesses, because it must be Moses and Elijah. So, okay, so if it must be Moses and Elijah, what are the two olive trees and the two lampstands? Because the two olive trees and the two lampstands are not Moses and Elijah. Because Moses and Elijah are more akin to operating in spirit and in truth, which is what Jesus said, now is the hour, and the hour has come, and now is, where true worshipers will worship the Father in spirit and in truth. For such worshipers he's seeking to worship him in, right? It's like John 4:21 or something like that. But it's there. It's the word. His word is true. It's like you can't argue it, but we have to take the word into context. Missed at least 7 to 21 raptures by now. At least. Man, every other week, people are like, soon we fly, brother. Ooh, when I get to heaven, which is also, intellectually why I hate hymns. Um, uh, they're so many of them are doctrinally and inaccurate, um, because it's all perpetuated out of and give the benefit of the doubt. I really do, but a lot of hymns are even sung and out of ignorance for the word, I guess. I don't know, but like, when we all get to heaven, what a day that'll be. Like, just don't have patience for it. Because, growing up, a lot of people sing hymns, just it was my observation that most people were singing the hymns because it was like a obligatory, let's just go ahead and fill this box so we can hurry up and get done with the service and then go watch the football game. Because the Cowboys are playing. They're playing the Eagles this week, and we just got to get that rivalry. Went to a church growing up that was exclusively hymnal song. I can't do it, man. I can't do it. Don't get me wrong. There are good hymns out there. I mean, I play guitar. I was made to worship. It's what I was made for. Two things: to worship and to teach and preach. That's what I was made for. Those two things. Sorry. Something very pertinent to something very important, which I am no longer doing. So, anyways, yeah, so it's like I was made to worship. I love music and I love glorifying the Father with my skill in playing guitar and doing all of that. But like, I can't stand Amazing Grace. I just don't like the song. It's a good song. Praise the Father that it touches people. Amazing Grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. Fantastic. Cool. Cool, man. I'm just not there. Just not there. I just can't with hymnals. It's just not in me. Um there are good ones, don't get me wrong. I love I Exalt Thee. I exalt thee. Fantastic song. I can get behind that. Agnes Day. Cool song. Um, what about Nothing But the Blood of Jesus? Great. between Nothing But the Blood and uh, um, I Exalt Thee. I can't think of anything else outside of those two that I'm good with those. I'm really not. Uh, Iridium group coming to Wilderness Responder, or do we have to snatch and grab them in Maple Syrup Land? I've not heard anything on Ed as of yet. We may have to just snatch and grab them in Maple Syrup Land. I mean, we got a mission. I mean, we know some guys up there with with a helicopter. Uh, oh my gosh, Amazing Grace was my dad's favorite. We played it at his funeral. It makes me cry to hear it. Yeah, like I said, I totally get it. Totally understand. I mean, there's a lot of individuals who were all the way touched by um, hymns and such. I'm just not one. I'm just not. And I think it's probably wrapped up in the context of so many people think that hymns are supposed to be sung a cappella, and a cappella is beautiful. I love a cappella music, especially when you're working uh, within the dynamics of the music, and you have this crescendo of vocals, and then all of a sudden everything it just breaks down to mezzo piano, and it's very very melodic and smooth, and you go crescendo to flat, just low tier, very dynamic in terms of the music and all of that. I love that. Um, but growing up, I think there was such an emphasis on, so many people made an emphasis um, on like, oh, well, you're not supposed to play guitar, and it's piano's evil, and the drums. Oh my God, you better not have a drum set in your church, and all this that nonsense. And yeah, I just called BS, and they were all you only hymns. I'm like, so maybe it's part of like a rebel in me that's like, F that. Like the word literally says, praise him with the clanging cymbal, praise him with the timbrel, praise him with the song and dance, like all of that. Praise the Father. You know, we were gifted with these skills and capabilities. Don't tell me that, TJ or even my brother in law, Matt, he's a fantastic drummer, 5-Way Independent. Like he's a professional quality drummer, same as T. Phenomenal, phenomenal drummers. You tell me that they get on stage to play their hearts in the drums, towards the Father in praise and adoration and worship, and that's evil? No. David used stringed instruments. It's biblical. Not only did he use string instruments, he made instruments with his bare hands, over 4,000 of them to utilize in service to the temple. He didn't trust anybody to do it, so he did it himself to make the best of the best. Only the best was worthy to be utilized in service to the temple. Yeah.
Look at this game review.
Oh, good. It's been approved. Well, hopefully they will. I have a random call coming from El Paso, Texas. So I'm hoping they leave a message. Let's see here. I don't know if I have a customer from El Paso, Texas. It's a possibility that I do, but I don't recall. I just don't recall.
Okay, here's what I did. Ready?
Sweet. So yeah, guys. So what you're saying, David probably played a Martin. No. I'm not a Martin guy. I love the depths of the lows that Martin's achieves and the warm round bass that they have. That's weird. Provide if you choose to be Vincent. Ooh, well, thank you. I accept your terms. Is there any coffee left?
I don't know.
Can you check it?
Yeah, there's some left.
Hallie, it's looking pretty smoky in there.
I may have burnt the butter.
Okay. All right. Dano, I'm more of a Taylor fan. Did I order a case of salsa? No. Operation Liberate Ed. That's great. Dude, that's such a good name. That is such a good name. Oh, dude. Oh, that's great. Fantastic. So, yeah. It just sucks because it's so expensive for him to come down here. And we've got him coming for the PFC class. So it's gonna be good. I prefer Taylor because overall the sound that you're getting acoustically, you have a really nice deep resonant bass, but more articulate highs. Whereas with the Martin, in my experience, most of the resonance of the bass drowns out the clarity in the highs, the trebles, and the mids, right? So I like an acoustic guitar to have like a really well-rounded sound, if you will. I just don't know how to put it otherwise. So yeah, dude. Anyways, let's see. Oh wow, we've been going for an hour and 44 minutes. You know what? I've got stuff to do. I've got to eat this breakfast here. And I've also got to do a workout. And I also need to go get water and start drinking. If you're not drinking a gallon of water a day, you need to be. Anyways, guys, bless you. I hope this has been edifying to you. If you're interested in Patreon, check it out. Otherwise, like and share the channel. Bless you all. I love you so much. Love you, Lindsay. I love Glenn too. And you too, Lone Star. Gotta do some push-ups. Bro, yeah, go rep out some push-ups. All right, guys. Shalom. Bless you. Y'all have a great day.